Stacy, what is workforce development planning, and what is your organization? What do you bring to that?
Yeah, it sounds kind of academic and
It does, yeah.
nebulous, right?
Yeah.
Like, what the heck is workforce development planning? So I'll break it down. No matter what type of products or services your organization is producing or selling, you're doing it with people, right?
Yeah, I think so. Well, let's the AI stuff. Let's hope we are, but
right?
Let's assume for now.
Somebody's making some decisions somewhere along that
Certainly.
chain, right?
Yep.
Or doing something with that product and service. So you need to have a strategy. You need to have a plan for that workforce, right? It doesn't matter if you can find the right people and hire them if they keep leaving right away because your culture is messed up or because you don't have the right level of investment in their development or the right processes or tools or support structures in place so they can do their work effectively. So workforce development planning is all around saying, what are you trying to accomplish as an organization? Are you set up to achieve that goal or not? And then let's get specific. What are those gaps as they relate to your talent, as they relate to people? And then let's build a plan to fill those gaps in a way that works for your budget and your desired outcomes.
So you're probably identifying some deficiencies or gaps, as you say. Do people know to ask that? I mean, I guess, is that something that just happens? I mean, does somebody come to you and say, I need some workforce development planning, or is that something that just kind of happens?
Yeah, that's a great question.
While you're talking, it's like, oh, did you think about that? And then they realize,
Yeah, it's more like people have some symptoms, right? They've got some pain points. Like, I cannot keep people in this position.
Yeah.
I can't keep people in this department. I have a problem with absenteeism. I cannot hit my sales targets. I can't hit my quality targets. So it usually manifests in some sort of business outcome that's directly related to quality, service, something
culture,
that
everything right
exactly.
on. Yeah, right.
But we then back up the train and say, okay, that's the end symptom. What's driving that? And a lot of time it's connected to things that you're doing in terms of process around people. So things you're doing in terms of attracting talent, what you're doing to retain and develop talent, and what you're doing to plan for succession and for moving people along in the company. Now,
a lot of the things we've been talking about is about raising leaders and all. Is this a little different? I mean, in other words, it's sort of the operations of the company to an extent, or some goals they need to have. I mean,
it's more holistic, for sure.
In that case, are you having educators when they come in, or is that kind of you or your team just saying, okay, here's what you need to do, here's your roadmap?
Yeah, that's a great question. So workforce development planning, I think about it's more broad, right? So a plan of attack for that could include things like updating your application process so it doesn't take 3 hours to do online, right?
Yeah.
It could be, moving from sending physical paychecks to ones that are online every week to somebody's bank account. It could be, looking at the benefits that you offer. It could be looking at the physical support structures you have in your plant. When's the last time you weeded that parking lot? Why is that light still broken?
Yeah,
why is the toilet running in the bathroom?
You literally get down to the weeds with that stuff.
Yes, we get down in the weeds with that. And some of the answers aren't even going to be related to training, right? So I pull in my Lean Six Sigma background. I pull in my operations management background. I pull in all the plant tours I've been on when I was at associations to really look at the whole picture and say, why aren't you getting what you're expecting? And then here's that laundry list of things that are going to help. Here are people or groups that I can recommend if you want some external support.
Okay.
And then here are ways that I can help through, like you said, leadership development, technical skill development, that side of the house as well.
But you help develop that overall punch list, I guess, to fix the basic problems and then take it from there.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. That's sort of probably kind of fun too. It's
it is
on the 40,000 foot or 80,000 foot view of what needs done, because you probably find a lot of folks get just a little too close to the trees to see the forest.
It's the same in our own lives, right?
Yeah,
how many times has a friend said something to you where you're like, oh, that's so obvious. Why didn't I ever think of that?
Yeah.
Because you're too close to it.
Just pop upside the head. Wake up!
Too close to it, yeah. I think I just want to emphasize how critical it is.
Okay.
Right? People really are the face of your business.
Yeah.
You're getting things done through people. One of my favorite sayings is, people are probably part of your problem, but they're always part of your solution.
Okay, right,
so it's
yeah.
important to take the time to really assess
Good truth.
what is going on with
Yeah.
your people and making the investment and removing the obstacles so they can do what you hired them to do.
When you do assess the people, is it always just looking at their records, or are you literally sitting down with somebody to get a sense?
I prefer to do a mix, right? But
Okay.
if you're familiar with like lean,
Yeah.
one phrase is the Gemba walk, which means go where the work is. So walk around and you'll be amazed what you can see in terms of functional or dysfunctional
right in
work
front of your eyes. And
environments.
again, you're seeing it; they're just not because they've got other things to do, or they're just used to
Exactly.
it.
Or
Yeah.
they're a part of the culture.
Yeah.
Right? They're part of what's driving
That's
it,
always
perhaps.
a big thing. Culture is really important.
Mhm.
People don't realize it sometimes, but
Yeah.